Looking to pick up your very own custom sleeves? Well, look no further. Go to yourplaymat.com where you can choose to have your very own image on the back of sleeves, or you can choose from their amazing range of pre-designed artwork ready and waiting for you. Get them shipped directly to your door and use the affiliate link and discount code down below to get 10% off. What are you waiting for? Go and grab your custom sleeves from yourplaymat.com. Good evening, YouTube, and welcome to the next episode of Deck Doctor. Now, I know a couple of you guys have sent your lists in. I have responded to you, so please do not worry. If you're not seen on this episode, you will be seen on a future one as well. So in this episode, I have two decks to show you. One is an at Ignista and one is a very, very spicy DDD list. And it also comes with some replays. So I haven't seen these replays yet, but stay tuned so you can see those as well. If you would like to submit a deck to Deck Doctor where we review, provide feedback, and even adapt the list should you require it, then by all means send a dueling book link via our Instagram, Facebook, or of course YouTube. With all of that out of the way, please smash that like button, hit that notification bell, and subscribe to show your appreciation for this type of video. Now let's dive headfirst into Brian Salah's at Ignista deck. Now obviously at Ignistas have got a massive resurgence in popularity and they can do some pretty exciting stuff. So we start off with triple Picari at Ignista. This card is when it is normal or specialed, you get to add an AI spell or trap. You've got a Chi-Chi which will add you an Ignista. Basically you're going to search out Picari, but it lets you add a level 4 or lower Ignista. 2 Doyon, if it's normal special, you get to target an at Ignista monster in the graveyard and special summon it. And then you've got Buru, which allows you to, if it is normal or special, you send an Ignista from your deck to the graveyard. And then you've got the one of the brand new one, which is Danmari at Ignista. So this one is when an attack is declared involving your at Ignista monster, you special summon this card, and if you do, you get to negate the attack. While you control a Link 6 monster, quick effect, you can banish this card from the field or graveyard. Type 1 face-up card your opponent controls and negate its effect until the end of the turn. Obviously, hand trap wise, you've got double Ash Blossom, triple DD Crow, triple Nibiru, 1 Doshin, 1 Gitari at Ignista. I keep calling it Gitachi. Double Draw and Lockbird, a single Ignista AI land, which is quite interesting. Triple AI Reborn, again, quite interesting. Triple AI Meet You, or When I Meet You. So you reveal a Cyverse monster in your extra deck with 2300 attack. Sorry, hand or extra deck, and you get to add Ignista with the same attribute from the deck. So basically turns into like a reinforcement of the army for all of your Ignistas. Triple Signet Mining, of course. 1 Call by the Grave. Triple Dark Ruler No More. 1 Raigeki, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, and triple Solemn Strike. In the side deck, we've got triple Gameciel, triple Larcia, triple Cosmic Cyclone, double Twins, triple Torrential, 1 Imperial Order. Interesting. And then we've got Avramax, Transcode, Update Jammer, Splash Mage, Wicked, Security Dragon, Link Spider, Quantum Dragon, The Arrival, Cyverse at Ignista, Dark Templar, 1/5 Phoenix, double Dark Infant, 1 Light Dragon, and 1 Wind Pegasus. So what I can see apart from the hand traps, that this is like pure, 100% pure at Ignistas, which is quite interesting. Now, from the choice of cards, obviously Raigeki, Duster, Dark Ruler, Nibiru, stuff like that, it is clear that this is a full-on go second deck, like no messing around. There's a couple of things that I would instantly kind of change. Is I get that once you've got the Ignista AI land, you can kind of loop it around and you do have multiple ways to summon it. But the issue is if this gets banished, that's it. Your entire deck just crumbles. Like, it's so important to play around. That arguably you'd probably cut the Idol Reborn as well. Definitely the triple AI, that's fine. I would probably consider cutting this down to 1, maybe 2. Because the idea is if you go first, you're going to be going into the Arrival. And if you're going second, again, going second as well, I wouldn't be having strikes in here. Because the deck is very capable of OTKing, and it doesn't need a lot to kind of go off. So the hand traps kind of make sense. Obviously, the Droll and Nibiru are down to your locals. Like, if you're playing a lot of heavy combo decks, then by all means, the triple Nibirus and double Drolls all make sense. If you're going to be playing a lot of Tri-Brigade, then you can swap out the Drolls for your Lanciers. So it all comes down to your local environment. Kaiju-wise, I might actually consider swapping this out for the Gadala. If you've got it, purely because that will be better Like, it does everything the Kaiju does, plus it can help get rid of a barrier statue, and a barrier statue can really hurt this deck. The other thing that I was considering, that I instantly I wouldn't always think about it, but now that you've technically got triple Signet Mining, plus the triple A I Met You, a Gamma, like a Gamma with driver packaging, this could be really good, because yes, I know you're not allowed to have more monsters on your main monster zone, but the idea would be that you try to activate Signet Mining, you try to activate I Met You, and let me just double check this. I think you take burn damage, don't you? After you resolve this effect, you cannot activate monster effects for the rest of this turn. So this is only after you've resolved this effect, except Cyverse. So, I suppose that, yeah, it causes an issue then, because then you can't go into Omega, which means you can't activate Omega's effect. Alright, ignore that. I was just kind of thinking that maybe, like, an Omega could be good to protect the AI and the Signet Mining, and then that gives you your Gamma, your driver, you've negated whatever's tried to stop you, you then go into Omega and then tag the Omega out, but I don't think it has as many targets as I first thought it did to protect. Yeah, I mean, at the very least, I would probably consider cutting Strike down to 2, just so that you can focus on going second a little bit more. Because, I mean, what I'm saying is, if you open up going second, you open up 2 strikes, and then you don't have anything to get you to your combo pieces, your back row is probably going to get blown up. The Dark Ruler No More is really good. I get that, because, yes, they can OTK, and obviously without access code, I assume you're not going to be able to do that on a as high a consistent basis, but still works out nicely. The Imperial Order is a very interesting one, because right now, the main meta decks, apart from Drytron probably lose the hardest to it, but Tri-Brigade are even playing this themselves. So I don't know. I would assume, from the way your deck's set up, and by all means, Brian, let me know in the comments, that you're playing against a lot of Drytrons, because to be honest, this side deck, apart from the Lancia, is definitely Drytron focused. Like Kaiju the Herald, cool. The main deck is definitely Drytron focused as well, trying to Nibiru them, trying to draw on Lockbird them, definitely DD Crowing them. So this all kind of makes sense. It looks like your locals is heavy Drytrons. If I'm wrong, then let me know, but that's what I would naturally assume. The extra deck, I don't think there's much that we can really touch on, to be honest. I think the majority of this kind of makes sense. It does what it needs to do. It does what it says on the tin. Your Arrival is going to be your boss monster. That's going to cause a lot of issues, like getting this up to 6k is near impenetrable, like very difficult to get away with. And then, of course, if you're making it with transcode, update jammer, anything along those lines, then it's going to get a nice double attack as well, which is really kind of cool. So, extra deck, no issues with it at all. I don't think there's a lot that I would change, taking into account what I would assume is budget options. And obviously, I'm not going to suggest access code if you don't have access to it. If you do, by all means, that would be a card I would highly advise putting in. And you'd probably take out something like your Security Dragon for your access code, because access code is pretty much going to lead you into game. But overall, I think it's a very sturdy list. I think it's this one I get is a little bit of a niche tech, but so is this one as well, Doshin. It might be worth putting the fusion in it and having the fusion monster, but again, you don't have to. That's just another option. I think going second, the idea is to literally blow your opponent out of hand traps, get your 1-card starter. I suppose that's the other downside of Nibiru, is when you activate Nibiru, you're then going to be locked under it. So I think it's very tricky. I think I would probably, considering this a little bit more in depth, possibly take out the Nibirus for something like, I'd maybe bump Ash up to 3 and then put 2 Veilers or 2 Imperms, or just put a little bit more into it in that kind of sense. Maybe even Ghost Ogres, just to kind of give you that option, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to be hitting Nibiru, which is great, spanks out the control deck, but then you're struggling. I assume you're struggling to get it off board, because what do you then, like, that needs 2 Cyverse, that needs 2 Cyverse, that needs Cyverse. So the best thing you're making is Security Dragon, which maybe you turn the token into Link Spider, but then what, you bring down your monster. I mean, it's interesting. Maybe you don't have the other lands, but that would be my personal feedback on that one anyway. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So this one was Howell George, and he sent this in to me via the Instagram, and I was just like, hot damn, this deck is too spicy not to show. And the reason it works out on this episode is it shares a common card with the Ignisters. So we'll go through the list. This is America legal. We can't, in the European TCG, play DDD Divine Zero King Rage, but hopefully we're going to get this in Battles of Legend. I hope. Fingers crossed. Anyway, triple Rage, triple Ragnarok, triple Kepler, double Ghost, triple Slime, triple Necro Slime, triple Copernicus, triple Lamia, triple Allures, one Call By, triple Gate, triple Where Art Thou, one Upstart, triple Pot of Desires, one Monster Reborn, one Into the Void, one Dark Contract with Swamp, one Foolish Burial, one for one, and one Dark Contract with Eternal Darkness. So while you have 2 DD cards in your Pendulum Zones, your opponent cannot target monsters on the field with spell and trap effects. Nice. Tribute them for a tribute summon, nor use them as material. Ah, okay. So they cannot target monsters on the field with spell traps, tribute them for tribute summons, nor use them as materials for fusion, synchro, or XYZ. So basically, by having Dark Contract with the gate, and you'll see this in the replay, they can't get rid of a rival. Because you can't just go Kaiju the rival because it can't be used as a tribute. So that's very cool. I like that. You've obviously been watching Joe's videos way too much. Upstart in a 43 card deck, man. No, it doesn't work that way. Joe, you're a bad influence on some of this. Upstart definitely cut. Like, you can't be playing a 43 card deck with an Upstart in it. Into the Void's interesting. I get it. You're trying to get to your core card straight away. I like it. I think it works nicely. I'm waiting to see the... Sorry for the noise in the background. Obviously, I've chosen a poor time to try and record this, so I'm hoping that it's not all gonna come through. But hopefully you can hear me clear enough. Yeah, I think it's a very, very solid pendulum orientated DDD list. Looking into the extra side deck, sorry, we've got triple Godala for the Barrier Statue, triple Alloy of Justice for the Drytron matchup, triple Tactical Talents, okay, triple Mistaken Arrest. Until the end of the turn, after this card resolved, neither player can add cards from their deck to the hand. Nice, it's like a DD Crow, not DD Crow, sorry. It's quite good against Drytron. Shared Ride for the rest of this turn. Each time a card is added from the main deck or graveyard to your opponent's hand, except by drawing them, immediately draw one card. So this is going to be very good against Striker. I definitely think you need Lancer in here, and you probably need something like a Effect Veiler. I think this is the one weakness that DDDs all have, is that their deck is so tight that they don't really have space for the right type of hand traps in that kind of sense. Moving on to the extra, of course. Cross Sheep, Howdy Firebrax. Gilgamesh, the Spicy Arrival Cyverse. Kali Yuga, Formula Synchron, Gust King Alexander, King Siegfried, Gust High King Alexander, Trish, Diark, Flame King Genghis, High Flame King Genghis, Dragon Bane, and of course Oblivion King Caesar Ragnarok. Again, like I said, I think it's a very solid list. My biggest kind of criticism would be to cut the Upstart. I think the lack of hand traps is very, very tough, but there's not really a lot you can do. The only other thing that I would probably say is maybe cut Desires down to 2. It's a hit and miss. Like, what you don't want to be doing, yes, you want to see it, but then if you activate it and then get draw into another Desires, that's already a neg card already. Like, it's a card that's not helping you advance. I know it's a flimsy kind of argument, but you've got a lot of consistency in the factor that with Where Art Thou, off of the back of, like, if you get open art, we'll start with a Kepler, Necroslum, or a Lamia, you're then going to get another missing piece that you're going to need. So I think the only one you wouldn't want to search off of Where Art Thou is Kepler, unless you've special summoned one of these, because then you're not going to be able to normal it. But that being said, if you do get your Kepler and you do have the ability to get to Dark Contract with Eternal Darkness, then you're going to be able to protect your scales. And obviously, Divine Zero King Rage is another way of getting a monster on the board, which is very, very helpful. Okay, so let's check out the replay. So this is the replay for the DDD deck. Of course, if you guys have any replays for the decks to accompany decks, by all means send them in. So, activating Into the Void, going into a Call by the Grave. I'm going to speed this up as we go. I mean, this is a bit risky as well, considering like you have to kind of get it in your opening hand, otherwise you're going to struggle a bit. Anyway, Kepler's pretty cool. The Call By is very nice to protect, and of course you've got the Dark Contract, so you can go straight to the Eternal Darkness, which is really kind of cool. Where Art Thou? Obviously, I'm assuming searching Necro or Lamia. Yeah, there you go. And then another Where Art Thou, because keep in mind, guys, it's not once per turn. Gets you into a Lamia, which means your Dark Contract can get you into the Swirl. So you just got consistency factors on this one through and through. So Swirl's effect, you're going to fuse with Necro, give you into a Genghis. Yeah, standard. Necro in the grave. Oh no, not Necro, sorry. Swirl in the grave to special the Lamia. trigger the Genghis, bring back the Necro. Lamia and Genghis go into Alexander, of course. Alexander and Necro into Cross Sheep. This is where the plays are going to start going. Necro and Genghis for high flanking Genghis, I'm assuming. Yep. Trigger the effect of Cross Sheep to bring back Lamia. Yep. And then high flame to bring back Alexander. Kepler and Lamia go into Halifibrax. Halifibrax brings out Ghost. Alexander brings back Lamia. Why won't you stop coming back? And then this is when he's going to go into the arrival. Fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Ghost? Cross Sheep. He overpaid for it. I think he overpaid for it. So let's have a look. 3 monsters with different attributes. And what have we got in the grave? We got fire, dark, water, wind, and earth. That's disgusting. Nice. Okay. The original attack of this card becomes 1,000 times the number of link materials used for its link summon. So you used... Oh, that's why you overpaid. So you're going to make it 5k. Fine. Should make it 5k. Unaffected by other card effects. Once per turn, you can type one other monster on the field, destroy it, and if you do, special summon an Atignista token to a zone it points to. Fine. So you've got a 5k card that's like, can't touch me, bro. Lamia to send the gate. Bring Lamia back. Oh, and this is where you're going to get your scales. Nice. So Gilgamesh sets your scales, being a Divine King, 0 Rage, and a Ragnarok. What do you lose 1,000 life points for? Is it one of these? If you would take effect damage, take no damage. If you normal, I mean, the call by is pretty cool. I don't think there's anything more... Well, I say replay. This is obviously more a combo. That's kind of cool, though, because you've basically got a 5k towers that they can't touch. You've then got your Gilgamesh, and then you can then, during the standby phase, trigger the Dark Contract to the Eternal Darkness. They can't super poly you because it's unaffected by other card effects, so you can't super poly the Arrival. And kind of go from there. Now, I don't think there's anything more. No, there's nothing more on that one. So that's interesting. I like that. Obviously, keep in mind that you search out, most of this was searched out consistency. He's going to burn, I think he burns for 4k because of the Where Art Thou. Oh no, hang on, wait, what? If you would take effect damage, you take no damage. What? Is that effect damage or is that cost damage? Oh, okay. So Rage stops you taking any damage. So where did the 1,000 damage come from? I must have missed where the 1,000 damage came from. But I think that's kind of cool. If this bypasses that, once per during your standby phase, take 1,000 damage, which is fine, which you wouldn't because you got this. And then keep in mind as well, if you special summon a DD monster, except during the damage step, you get to target a DD in the graveyard and then bring it back. So you've got 5k there, you've got an 1,800 there, and then there's no Lamia to bring back, which is a shame. But whatever you top deck, you're good to go. You've got this, so everything's protected. You've got a call by, so you're just hoping to the 6-8 and kind of go from there. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, I thought this was something a little bit different. I like the idea of it. I think the concept's kind of cool. Joe certainly liked it, so that'll be interesting. I think Joe's going to do a bit more testing with it and kind of see where it goes. Anyway, that's it for this episode. I'm trying to keep it to like 2 decks a week, just so I can kind of keep the videos to about around 20-minute mark. So thank you for Howard George, and thank you for Brian as well for sending in your lists. Like I said, guys, at the start, if you do have any lists, please try and send them to me via Dueling Book. It does save a lot of time trying to set everything up, and it means I can review them a lot quicker and then provide you any feedback or adapt the list and send them back to you. If you don't have access to Duel Book, don't worry. By all means, still send them to us, and we will go over any kind of feedback or concepts and kind of build it for you and go from there. But as absolutely always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Till next time, as absolutely always, stay safe and, of course, happy dueling. Looking to pick up your very own custom sleeves? Well, look no further. Go to yourplaymat.com, where you can choose to have your very own image on the back of sleeves, or you can choose from their amazing range of pre-designed artwork ready and waiting for you. get them shipped directly to your door, and use the affiliate link and discount code down below to get 10% off. What are you waiting for? Go and grab your custom sleeves from yourplaymat.com.